Apex players are crazy, and some of them are a bit more crazy than others. Like a player who hit a level that the game can't even display, another player who got an inhuman amount of kills in just one season, and a player who got a reward so hard he's the only person so far to get it. And let's start with him. As you may be aware, back in Season 17, Apex added Weapon Mastery. Weapon Mastery was essentially a system that gave your weapons a level, and the more you used a certain weapon, the more it would level up that weapon. Every single weapon can be leveled up to level 100, and once you hit level 100 with that weapon, the icon of it in your HUD would actually start glowing as a show that you're a master of the weapon. And you would also be able to earn free rewards as you leveled up your weapons. Here's the crazy thing though, Respawn added an additional reward that you would get by leveling every single weapon in the game to level 100. And this was the Weapon Master banner frame. And this immediately became probably one of the hardest challenges to ever do in Apex, because leveling up a weapon to level 100 probably takes about 200 to 500 hours, which means leveling up all 29 weapons would probably take a hell of a lot of time. And that's why it took over a year for the first person to earn this banner frame. The first player to get this banner frame was Ubeans, who got it in September of 2024, and this took some dedicated grinding. But here's the crazy part, he was the first person to ever earn this banner frame, and that was nearly a year ago. And since he earned this banner frame, nobody else has earned it. As it stands, he is still the only player in the game with the Weapon Master banner frame that we know of. It's got to the point where people know they're playing against him even when he's on streamer mode because of this banner. They just see this and are like, oh, that's Ubeans. Since he achieved this, Respawn have actually made some aspects of the Weapon Mastery a bit easier, so maybe we could see a new influx of people getting this banner frame very soon. But as it stands, nobody can be bothered to grind out every single weapon in the game for this, because honestly, it's not really worth the grind, and if you were to earn it tomorrow, you wouldn't be the first person to get it. There's another crazy achievement in Apex though that takes a lot of grind and dedication, and that is the most kills ever in Apex. Luckily, it's pretty easy to find out who has the most kills in Apex because there are websites like Apex Status which track it, and it turns out the person who has the most kills ever is Madbro, of 410,000 total kills. That is nearly 500,000 kills in Apex Legends on one guy's account, which is very mad. Or you could say it's Madbro. Okay, that was terrible. You may ask who this guy mains, and it's actually Pathfinder, and he also holds the record for the most kills on Pathfinder, with 390,000 of those 410,000 kills on good old Pathy. I'm sure this guy was insanely happy to hear about the Pathfinder buffs and the Pathfinder heirloom recolor. What happens if a player really pushes themselves for one season though, to achieve the most kills in one season? Well, originally I covered a player a few years ago who got 50,000 kills in one season on Catalyst, which at the time I thought was crazy, but somehow, don't ask me how, this has been topped, and not topped by something like 2,000 more kills, but no, topped by tens of thousands of more. As it stands, the record is now held by XOKai's, who got 70,000 kills in Season 21, which is just about 1,000 kills per day during that season. Naturally, this guy has received a lot of hate of just people telling him he's cheating or using Acronis, so naturally he just farms these allegations on TikTok, which I honestly think is really funny. Is he actually using Acronis? Well, nobody knows, so it would be kind of wrong of me to throw any blame out right now. But as of now, this guy does hold the world record for the most kills in one season. And it's actually really hard to determine who holds seasonal records now, because Respawn removed seasonal trackers from the Battle Pass. And if you weren't aware, Apex leaderboards get their data on how many kills you have in each season or how many kills you have overall through the trackers you have equipped to your banner. So now, because these seasonal trackers no longer exist as they're not on the Battle Pass, leaderboards can no longer see who has the most kills per season and other seasonal information, which massively sucks. So Respawn did kill a community of kill grinders by removing this from the Battle Pass, and that might be why this grinder moved to Marvel Rivals. But one thing that can still be tracked by leaderboards is your Apex level, and trust me, there's a crazy history to Apex level grinders. Back in the day, before the level cap was expanded back in Season 14, the level cap was actually capped at level 500, but internally, Apex would still keep track of your level past level 500, but just didn't display it in the game, which did create a community of people who tried to get the highest level in the game, but this community had some cheaters, and the biggest cheater turned out to be the person with the #1 level in Apex. This cheater got to level 9,457 before getting banned for boosting his account, as he was caught many times, which was an absolutely huge event and spectacle because basically the #1 player just got banned. But in Season 14, when Respawn raised the level cap and added tons more new levels, a new race began. Who could hit the level cap again? And this time the level cap was pretty hard because you had to prestige 3 times. It didn't take long for somebody to hit the level cap though. Vicro was the first person to essentially complete Apex, getting prestige 3 level 500, which capped his level badge out, meaning he could not level up anymore visually, but he could level up internally. And internally, Vicro is level 5,548 and the 3rd highest level player in Apex overall. What do most of you desire more than Apex levels though? Money. And recently we had our first Apex player ever hit 1 million in total prize winnings from Apex tournaments. And you can probably guess who it was. It was Hal. Thanks to his consistent performance over the years, Hal has become the first player to earn 1 million in total from tournament and competition prizes, which is really impressive. And here's a list of the players who are running up to him. So within the next few years, we should see more players earning their millions just from being good at Apex, which is really cool. There's one badge which might actually be harder than winning their ALGS though, and that is the 100 win streak arena badge. This is one of the most sought after badges in Apex, first of all because of how hard it is, and also because it became impossible to earn back in Season 16 when arenas was removed. But arenas just came back, and Respawn re-added the ability to earn this badge, so a few more people have been getting it. The first person to ever earn this badge back in the day when arenas was a permanent mode was Inhumid, who earned it not long after arenas came out. He did complain that it was so hard because of the cheaters in arenas, but he did still manage to get it. Of course, since arenas left in Season 16, nobody was able to earn it, but now arenas was returned, I think Shockles was the first person to earn the re-released version of the badge. And let me stress, to get this badge you have to win 100 games of arenas in a row. Do you realize how hard that is? I tried to do it back in the day, and I think I gave up around like 7 wins in. We've talked about exceptional skill within Apex though, so let's touch on somebody who's exceptionally bad at Apex. And we're not going to name any names, but back in the Season 14 patch notes, Respawn were showing us some statistics related to their ranked rework and how it had been successful. And they showed us this set of statistics of where players were placed after 10 hours of playing ranked, and they showed us that 23% of players were in diamond after 10 hours of ranked, 42% were in plat, but they also showed us that there was 0.01% of players still in bronze after 10 hours of ranked. And that's probably like one guy who was really bad, that bad that you couldn't leave bronze. So Respawn kind of exposed him. I hope he's at least in silver these days. Anyway, subscribe if you like this type of video.